Everyone, Daniel Linder here. I am the creator of the relationship model of addiction, and my purpose on these video blogs is to provide some guidance for you on your path of recovery as you transition out of addiction and addictive relationships into recovery and creating healthy, emotionally nourishing relationships. How to do that. This is part of the recovery process. The last several weeks I've been focusing mostly on the second stage of recovery, which is developing a relationship with yourself, doing self-work, a period of intensive self-work, self-care, becoming your own best friend. And what does developing a relationship with yourself mean? This week I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit, and I want to focus on the initial stage of recovery, because I've been seeing, again, just this past week, how incredibly profound and rich and challenging this first stage is. So that first stage is sustained stabilization or sobriety or abstinence, whatever words you want to use. But I call it the breakup. You're breaking up with this relationship with the means of relief. This is the first stage of recovery. This is the beginning point of transformation. And I want to emphasize, I can't emphasize enough, that this is not just a behavioral change. This is an emotional change. The impact is profound. So what I wanted to really talk about today is the challenge being one in which there is emotional withdrawal. In this stage, when you're breaking up with your means of relief, or whatever addiction you're struggling with, you're going to be going through a major change. And this breakup is one where it takes time, it's a process, and is one in which you definitely, 99% of the time, there's a period of emotional withdrawal when you realize, as we talked about last week, in the case of, let's say, an alcoholic, you realize that this relationship is unhealthy, it's destroying your life, and you could, even if you're working the steps and you admit that you're powerless and your life has become unmanageable, and you come to believe that a power greater than yourself could restore you to sanity, and then make a decision to turn your will and life over to a higher power. Even when you do that, there is still a process of emotional withdrawal that is profound. So this person that I was talking to you about last week, the one whose well-being was, his sense of well-being and identity is based on his willpower, he's still obviously very emotionally dependent on this relationship with alcohol. And this breakup process is going to take time. And in the group that he's in with me, the group and I are hand-holding him through the process as this goes, the process of the breakup. So he's a work in progress with regards to that, and he's just beginning to kind of register and recognize the emotional process, this adjustment and emotional withdrawal. Also, another person recently, an alcoholic who just got into recovery and is beginning this breakup, he has not even gotten to the process of emotional withdrawal. He feels like he turned the corner, he went into detox, he's clear, he's clean, he's not going to be drinking again. And the impact, the emotional change that occurs when he's without this relationship in his life, he hasn't looked at it, he hasn't caught up to it, he hasn't dealt with it. And so this is part of the process. So even though he's sober and not drinking, there's still a lot of work and time and focus on himself where he will need to register this change. It's dramatic, where without alcohol in his life, he's a different person. He has a different relationship with himself. He processes his emotions differently, and he expresses himself differently, and it's all new to him. Then in the process of recovering codependency, this also, again, when you're shifting from other-centered way of relating, when your well-being and sense of self-worth is externally based, and you're shifting to, in the beginning point of recovery, you're shifting to self-centered way of relating and finding and tapping into an internalized source of well-being and self-worth. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, and because that dependency does not go away overnight. And then when you begin to unhook and pull back and recognize that you're breaking up with that, the emotional withdrawal will occur, and you will confront it, and there's feelings of emptiness, loneliness, inadequacy, fear, confusion. Your world is upside down. So a couple of examples of this I've been dealing with. This has been the theme for this week. I mean, 7 or 8 people I've been working with right now are steeped in this stage of recovery, the breakup. They're in the process of breaking up and dealing with the emotional aftermath that comes when you're breaking up. So one person, this codependent who realizes that she was in this unhealthy relationship, actually broke up. So this person who has broken up, this woman, this codependent who's broken up with this partner or boyfriend, was realizing, I was dealing with her about the what she was going through and the feelings that she was dealing with, just feeling really lonely and empty and bad about herself. The boyfriend calls her and wants to get back with her after this period of breakup. And she was sharing how vulnerable she was feeling, how shaky she felt, but she did have the awareness that she was really getting hooked in and how she was feeding off his attention. He was pressing all the right buttons for her on the phone, telling her how special she is, how different from all the rest of the people she is, and all that he wants to do to get his life better, to get back to her, and that she's the most important thing in his life, and all the things that allowed her to feel like she was making a difference, that she was someone, that she was needed, that she was important, and she was getting this attention. And she said to me that she was aware of becoming high. She was feeding off the high of receiving that attention. So in the process of the breakup for her, while her awareness is heightened and she's really caught between what is she going to do, go back into her addiction or stay within herself and maintain an adequate distance and boundaries with this person. So it's very dicey right now. She's very touch and go. She's going to be with him. She's going to meet with him at a public place and for a specified amount of time, and has a conviction and clarity that she's not going to get back with him right now. It's not the right time. And she's confident about that. But I could see how shaky she is, because he's going to press those buttons again and she's going to easily get hooked back in. Also, another example is a woman who's been codependent with an alcoholic husband for decades, and now she kind of did an intervention and he's out of the house in treatment, and it's really clear how difficult it is for her to be moving with this adjustment where she was totally focused on her husband. It's crazy and is problematic and chaotic, and however he was around his alcohol and his behavior and his rages, she was able to focus on him, and that provided her an out, that other-centered way of relating. Now that he's out of the house and in treatment, she doesn't have that means of relief. She doesn't have that focus on him, and she only has herself to deal with. And again, so the focus, her work right now is to be focusing on herself, developing the relationship with herself, really focusing on what's best for her, what's in her best interest, taking care of herself, what her real feelings are, what her true experience, just kind of getting herself back. But it's very, very dicey because she's really lost right now without that focus. And you're not going to go from this in this transition without really big emotional upheaval, where she has to go through identity shifts, identity crisis. Who am I? What's going on? It's like the carpet has been pulled out from under you. So she's struggling with that right now and is getting a lot of support in individual counseling and group counseling. So these are some examples of what happened, some of the challenges involved in the breakup. And the breakup is the beginning point of transformation, and it's an emotional process that takes time. So with that, proceed on your journey of recovery. Hope this was helpful. Again, I want to remind you to leave some notes or comments or questions so we can engage. And until then, the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.